Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Will Manchester United's game against Brighton get postponed? Well, we revert back to earlier on today. It said Manchester United's game against Brighton is likely to be postponed after Brighton confirmed a COVID-19 outbreak. Obviously, Manchester United were supposed to be playing Brentford tonight, but obviously, yesterday night, it got confirmed that Manchester United's game against Brentford got postponed due to a COVID outbreak at Manchester United. Manchester United shut down their Carrington training ground. I want the game against Brighton to go ahead because it will be a good game. You know, Brighton are enjoying a very good season to their standards. Brighton have got some very good players in their team. Obviously, they've got Maupay, he's good. They've also got Aaron Connolly. They've got Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck is a former Manchester United player. Danny Welbeck is out with injury at the moment. Brighton have also got Leonardo Trossard. You know, he's very, very good. Brighton have also got Tariq Lamptey, he's good. They've also got Bissouma, he's good. Manchester United have been in for Bissouma before. Brighton have also got Adam Lallana, he's out with injury at the moment. Adam Lallana is a former Liverpool player. Brighton have also got Pascal Gross. Brighton have also got Lewis Dunk. That's a very good centre-half. He's out with injury at the moment. Brighton have also got Adam Webster. He's a defender. He's out with injury at the moment. They've also got Solly March. Saramento. He's out with injury at the moment as well. Brighton have also got Shane Duffy and Daniel Byrne. So they are quite a few of the players that Brighton have got. Revert back to last summer, Brighton lost Ben White to Arsenal, but Brighton did get £50 million for him. Glenn Murray also left Brighton. Brighton's manager is Graham Potter. He's been Brighton manager for over 2.5 years. Before Brighton, he managed Swansea and Östersund. So there you go. Last season, Manchester United beat Brighton at Old Trafford 2-1. By the way, Brighton were supposed to play Tottenham not so long ago, but that got postponed. Brighton are supposed to be playing Wolves, is it tomorrow? Now, Ralph Rangnick, he's enjoyed a good start to his managerial career at Manchester United. So far, he's unbeaten. Reflecting on the win against Norwich last weekend, that was back-to-back wins in the Premier League for Ralph Rangnick. Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then after that, Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. If Rangnick does well as the interim manager, there's a chance he'll get the Man United job on a permanent basis. As you all know, Rangnick has been given a £100 million transfer budget for January. I've said, Rangnick needs to heavily invest if he is to succeed at Manchester United. Now, on my last video, I gave you the news on Antonio Rudiger. So Sky Sports News said that Manchester United have now entered the race to sign Antonio Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger has reportedly rejected a contract extension offer at Chelsea. Rudiger's current contract at Chelsea expires at the end of the season. I think Rudiger is demanding around £200,000 a week at least if he's to sign a new contract with Chelsea. Real Madrid have held talks with Chelsea over the summer move for Rudiger. I heard Bayern Munich are interested in him and PSG are also in for him. I'd love to see Rudiger come to Manchester United because he is a very good centre-half. He's been at Chelsea since 2017. He's made 110 appearances in the Premier League for Chelsea. Chelsea paid around £29 million for him from Roma. And Manchester United have done transfer business before with Chelsea because Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for £40 million and Man United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014 for around £40 million. Frankie Dion, he's another player that Manchester United are interested in. Frankie Dion's father admits that Man United have a disadvantage in the transfer pursuit, and he did mention there's 5 top European clubs that are in for Frankie Dion. Frankie Dion is at Barcelona. Barcelona got Frankie Dion from Ajax back in 2019 for around £65 million. Revert back to the other week. ESPN said that Ralph Rangnick has a midfield plan at Manchester United, and it did say that Jude Bellingham, Calvin Phillips and Amadou Haidara are key targets, and Ralph Rangnick told bosses at Man United that their midfield is weak in his interview for the job. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. I can assure at the end of the season that Manchester United will get a permanent manager. Like I said, there's a chance Rangnick will get the job permanently if he does well. Erik ten Hag's also been spoken about. I heard recently that Erik ten Hag is the favourite to become Manchester United's next permanent manager. We'll revert back to earlier on in the season. It said Erik ten Hag is said to be interested in the Man United job. In the summer, and Ajax will not stand in his way if he wants to leave at the end of the season. Revert back to the other week. Edwin van der Sar spoke about Man United's interest in Erik ten Hag, and Edwin van der Sar believes Ajax could lose Erik ten Hag in the summer. Roberto Mancini the other week was linked with a permanent role at Man United. You know, Pochettino's been spoken about, and revert back to earlier on in the season, Brendan Rodgers was also mentioned. Manchester United have sat 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. You know, Manchester United sat David Moyes after 10 months. Man United finished 7th under the Moyes era. Then Manchester United sat Louis van Gaal after 2 years. Man United did win the FA Cup under Van Gaal. Then Manchester United sat Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. And over 3 weeks ago, Manchester United sacked Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. Solskjaer got sacked after the 4-1 defeat to Watford. But Manchester United have got to accept that they're not going to be the team there was under Ferguson. You know, no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did. You know, Ferguson's the greatest manager of all time. Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30-odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, but Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So it does take some time for some managers to settle in. You know, Ferguson was at Manchester United for around 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a very long-serving manager. Before Ferguson, Man United weren't that good because weren't that good under Ron Atkinson, weren't that good under Wilf McGuinness, and weren't good under Frank O'Farrell. Revert back to the 70s, Manchester United got relegated under Frank O'Farrell. That's, 40 odd years ago now. Next year, Manchester United are going to offload players. Now, obviously, you know the news on Anthony Martial. Ralph Rangnick has revealed that he's not spoken with Anthony Martial. Ralph Rangnick told Martial to discuss his future with him personally. But revert back to Friday, Anthony Martial's agent said that Anthony Martial wants to leave Manchester United in January. And I'm hearing that Newcastle are the favourites to sign him. Barcelona are also eyeing a move. What? It's 7-0 to City. I know, I've seen it. Martial obviously wants more game time. He's not getting enough game time at Manchester United. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. Martial's actually out of injury at the moment. Martial's only enjoyed 1 good season at Man United, and that was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. Martial's been at Manchester United for 6.5 years. He's got 3 years left on his contract. Martial has scored 79 goals in 268 appearances in all competitions. Man United paid an initial fee of 36 million for Martial from Monaco. Edison Cavani, I think he's also leaving the football club next year. I'm hearing that Juventus are interested in him. Barcelona are also keen on a move for Edison Cavani in January, but only for a modest price. Earlier on this season, Cavani said he's interested in a move to Barcelona. Cavani's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Cavani is out of injury at the moment, but he's close to returning. He had an injury earlier on this season. Cavani initially lost his place in the team with the club re-signing Ronaldo last summer. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG, and this season has been Cavani's second full season at Man United. Got a good pedigree behind him, Cavani. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at PSG. Jesse Lingard, I think he's also leaving the football club next year. Newcastle actually want Jesse Lingard. I heard that Newcastle are preparing a contract offer. Revert back to earlier on in the season, it said West Ham want to re-sign Jesse Lingard. Revert back to the second half of last season, Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham. And I heard earlier on this season that Lingard wants to go abroad. The BBC said earlier on this season that Lingard's future at Man United is in doubt after talks over a new contract collapsed. His current contract at Man United expires next summer. If we sell Lingard in January, I reckon we can get around £10 million for him. Lingard has been part of Manchester United for a long time. Risen up our academy and that. He's had his good periods at Man United. He's also had his bad periods. Juan Mata, I think he's also leaving the club next year. Juan Mata's contract at Man United expires next summer. Revert back to earlier on in the year. Juan Mata rejected a contract extension at Man United. Extended his contract, for the further year. I can't understand why, because Juan Mata doesn't really get in our team. And plus he's ageing up and he's lost that yard of pace, but despite all of that, he's had a good career at Manchester United. Juan Mata has made over 200 appearances in all competitions and he's scored over 50 goals. Juan Mata has been a long-serving player at Man United. He's been at Manchester United for 8 years. Manchester United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014 for around 40 million. Donny van der Beek, I think there's a good chance that he's leaving the club in January, because Van der Beek's not getting enough starts at Manchester United. The only way we can persuade Van der Beek to stay, and that's if he gets the opportunities he's been demanding under Ralf Rangnick. Because revert back to when we had Solskjaer, Van der Beek was very frustrated because he wasn't getting enough chances. Van der Beek's only scored 2 goals for the club, and he's been at Manchester United for over a year and a half now, and this season is his second full season at Man United. Man United got Van der Beek for 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. Van der Beek's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Nemanja Matic, there's a good chance Man United will offload him next year. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his opportunities. Matic is the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder and he's ageing up, but he has had his good games at United. He's out with a cold at the moment, is Matic. Matic has been at Manchester United for 5 years, is it? You know, Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. If Paul Pogba leaves Man United next year, he will leave in the summer. He won't leave in January, midway through the season. You know, Paul Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Revert back to the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. Now, prior to the Norwich game, it did say that Ralph Rangnick will not try to persuade Paul Pogba to stay at Manchester United if he wants to go. Well, Pogba's not available at the moment because he's out with a thigh injury. He's out for the rest of the year with this thigh injury. I think he's back in late January of next year. Pogba got the thigh injury in France training earlier on this season. Paul Pogba has been a big miss because revert back towards the start of the season, he was in scintillating form. Pogba's got 7 assists so far in the league this season, and in the last couple of months of last season he produced good performances for Man United. He's had a long-running transfer saga, Pogba. He's been relentlessly linked with Real Madrid. His former club Juventus have been in for him. PSG have been in for him. Barcelona have been in for him. And Inter Milan have been in for him. So there you go. And Pogba's agent Mino Raiola has been working hard now for quite some time to get his client a move away from the football club. You know, Manchester United paid 89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. He's won 3 trophies at the club, and this season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. Tellez and Dalot, I think there's a good chance that they'll be leaving next year as well, because them two only seem to play when obviously our first choice left backs are available, and that's Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. Tellez and Dalot have played quite a lot in recent weeks. I think Phil Jones and Eric Bailly are also leaving the club next year as well, and Dean Henderson has confirmed that he wants a loan move away from Man United. Henderson doesn't really get in goal now because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson's only made 2 appearances this season. Revert back to earlier on this season though, Henderson had COVID. Towards the end of last season, Henderson got the number 1 jersey, don't forget. And he did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. And he's got that experience behind him as well, Henderson, because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's had other loan spells before, so there you go. Man United are missing players at the moment. Well, I am hearing 2 of our players, or is it 3 of our players that have supposedly got COVID. But we have got injuries, you know, Bissaka's out with injury, you know, he came off injured in the 1-1 draw against Young Boys. Lindelof, obviously, he's got a chest injury, he had to come off against Norwich last weekend because he was suffering breathing difficulties and chest pains. Varane, he's still out with a hamstring injury. Like I've mentioned, Pogba's still out, Cavani's still out. Martial, obviously, he's still out as well. So there you go. They're the injuries Manchester United have got. But like I say, Manchester United have got very, very good players. You know, look who we've got in the team. You know, we've got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo, and we've got a talented player in Greenwood, and we've got Rashford that's good when he wants to be, but Rashford's endured a lot of poor games since he come back from that shoulder injury. Rashford hasn't been the same since he come back from that shoulder injury. I think it's time for Rangnick to drop Rashford. and play Greenwood ahead of him. You know, Cavani's a decent player as well. You know, Fernandes is a very, very good player, but I think Fernandes has enjoyed a lot of poor games this season. So I think Rangnick should consider dropping Fernandes as well as Rashford. Sancho's also a good player. Hasn't done as well at Man United as a lot of United fans expected, but it does take some players time to settle in. I think Sancho has looked better since Solskjaer got sacked. You know, you've got Van der Beek, that's a good player as well, but haven't had a great deal of a perception on him at Man United. You know, you've got Pogba, that's also a good player. You know, I've been very impressed with Fred in recent weeks as well. You know, I hope he can continue with these good performances. You know, Telles is a good left back. But most of the time only plays when Shaw's not available. I think Shaw's a good left back overall, but hasn't really proven how good he can be so far this season. And I'm shocked in that aspect because last season Luke Shaw was superb. I'm sure as the season goes on, Luke Shaw will regain his form, and we've got Bissaka, that's good right back defensively, but the attacking side of his game is not so good. And we've got Varane, that's a decent centre half. You've got Bailly, that's a good centre half. You know, Maguire's good when he wants to be, but hasn't really proven how good he can be at Man United. Well, we've heard back to earlier on in the season, Maguire had a calf injury, and towards the end of last season, Maguire had ligament damage in his ankle. And I think David De Gea, he's back to his best now. You know, he's done really, really well so far this season. That Anthony Elanga looks a good asset to the first team squad. I did say a while ago that Amad Diallo looks a good asset for the first team squad as well. There you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.